Death came suddenly. No warning. No second chance. At least, that's what Aarav thought, until he opened his eyes again. But this wasn't a hospital, and this wasn't his world. The sky was different. The air felt heavier, and in the distance, a massive tear in space hovered above the city. A rift. From it, creatures emerged. Pokémon, but not the kind from stories. These were wild, unpredictable, dangerous. This was the year 2077, a world where humanity no longer explored freely to grow stronger. Instead, they survived by entering rifts. Anyone could become a trainer now. Anyone could capture Pokémon, but not everyone could survive. Aarav slowly began to understand his new life. A small, broken house. A father who worked until his hands bled. A mother who hid her worries behind a smile. And a little sister who still believed everything would be okay. They couldn't afford training gear. Couldn't afford Pokeballs. Couldn't even dream of entering a rift. But Aarav felt it. Something different. One evening, as a minor rift flickered open near the outskirts of the city, a sharp pain struck his head. His vision blurred, and suddenly, a glowing window appeared before his eyes. System initializing. Compatibility check complete. Unique ability granted. Pokémon Seer activated. Time froze. The world went silent. Then, information flooded his vision. Target identified. Pokémon Zubat. Level 12. Moves Bite Supersonic. Ability Inner Focus. Quality low. Aarav's breathing stopped. This wasn't normal. No one could see this. No trainer. No machine. Only him. In a world where people risked their lives blindly inside rifts. He had been given sight. True sight. Not power. Not strength. But something far more dangerous. Knowledge. Aarav looked toward the glowing rift in the distance. His eyes steady. This world plays by different rules. But now, I can see them. A second life. In a world he once dreamed of. Aarav stood silently, staring at the distant rift in the sky. And for a moment, memories came rushing back. His past life. He was 30 years old. An ordinary man, living in an ordinary world. A world without Pokémon. But he loved them. Every game. Every story. Every battle. He knew them all. Their strengths. Their weaknesses. Their evolutions. He had spent years imagining what would feel like to become a trainer. To explore. To battle. To grow stronger. But that dream was never meant for his world. And then, it ended. A sudden accident. Darkness. Silence. And now, he was here, reborn, in a world called Indigo Star. A world where Pokémon weren't dreams. They were reality. Dangerous. Unpredictable. Alive. Aarav clenched his fist slightly. This time, I won't just dream. He looked down at his hands. Smaller. Younger. 14 years old. A new life had just begun. But his situation hadn't changed much. A poor family. No resources. No advantages. Except one. Pokémon Seer. A power that gave him knowledge no one else possessed. A power that could change everything. And now, a new path had opened. The Pokémon Academy. A place where students learn to battle. To survive rifts. To become real trainers. Only those above the age of 14 could enter. And today, Aarav was finally eligible. He looked toward the towering academy building in the distance. His eyes steady. In his past life, he could only watch from the sidelines. But now, he had knowledge. He had vision. And he had a chance to become a true Pokémon master. The gates of the Pokémon Academy stood tall. A symbol of power, opportunity, and survival. Aarav stepped inside, along with hundreds of students, all chasing the same dream. To become stronger. To survive the rifts. To rise above the rest. The massive hall buzzed with excitement. And then, silence. A man walked onto the stage. The principal. His presence alone was enough to quiet everyone. Welcome to the Pokémon Academy. His voice echoed across the hall. This is not a place for dreams. It is a place for reality. He paused. In this world, strength is everything. Inside the rifts, hesitation means death. Your Pokémon are not your companions. They are your weapons and your responsibility. A heavy silence filled the room. Here, you will learn to fight, to survive, and if you are worthy, to rule. Aarav's eyes sharpened slightly. This wasn't school. This was preparation for war. Later, inside the classroom, Aarav quietly took his seat, and that's when he noticed them. 3 students. Different. Noticeable. The first, a girl with sharp eyes and flawless posture. Elegant. Confident. Untouchable. Riya Malhotra. Whispers spread around the room. Daughter of one of the most powerful Rift Hunter families. Rich. Elite. Rumored to already own high-grade Pokémon. She didn't look at anyone, as if no one was worth her time. The second, a girl sitting near the window. Calm. Observant. Her gaze soft, but aware. Mira. No famous name. No background advantage. But something about her felt different, like she understood more than she showed. And then, a boy dropped into the seat beside Aarav, a grin on his face. Yo, first day, and already feels like survival training, huh? Kabir. Casual. Friendly. From a middle-class family of low-rank hunters. Not strong, but experienced enough to understand danger. Before Aarav could respond, the classroom door opened. Their teacher entered. Enough introductions. Her voice was sharp. Follow me. The class was led through long corridors until they reached a massive facility, the Academy Daycare. Inside, dozens of young Pokémon being trained, fed, observed, prepared. For your generation, these will be your first partners. The teacher turned toward them. Choose carefully. Your starter will define your path. Aarav's gaze slowly moved across the room. Pokémon of different types, different qualities, different potentials. And then, his eyes focused. Pokémon Seer, active. Data began to appear. One by one, hidden truths revealed. And for the first time, Aarav realized something. Not all starters were equal. The daycare buzzed with excitement. Students rushed forward, drawn to power. A blazing fire type released sparks into the air. An electric Pokémon crackled with unstable energy. A rare water type glided smoothly, already attracting attention. This one's definitely high grade. I heard that species evolves insanely fast. Even Riya stepped forward with confidence, her eyes landing instantly on a powerful fire type. Strong posture, perfect flame control, a natural elite. Without hesitation, she chose it. Of course she did. Whispers spread through the room. Kabir scratched his head nervously. Man, they all look strong. How am I supposed to pick? Mira remained still, observing, thinking, but Aarav still hadn't moved. His gaze slowly swept across the room. Pokémon Seer, active. Information began appearing one by one. Pokémon Pidgey, level 6. Moves Tackle Gust, quality low. Pokémon Rattata, level 5. Moves Quick Attack Bite, quality low. Pokémon Ekans, level 7. Moves Wrap Poison Sting, quality medium. Pokémon Mareep, level 6. Moves Thundershock, quality medium. Growth potential limited. Aarav's expression remained calm. These aren't it. Even the stronger ones felt ordinary, predictable. Then, at the very edge of the room, hidden behind a metallic enclosure, he saw it. A small orange body, curled slightly, flame on its tail flickering weakly. A Charmander. But something was wrong. Its breathing was unstable. Its body trembled slightly. Its flame, dim, almost dying. Aarav stepped closer, and in that moment, the system activated. Pokémon Seer analyzing. The data appeared. But this time, it was different. Pokémon Charmander, level 5. Status, critical condition. External infection detected. Mutation in progress. Aarav's eyes narrowed. Mutation? Then, another window appeared. Sharper, more defined. Elite species detected. Rift mutation variant, Charmander. Mutation phase, incomplete. Potential? His heartbeat slowed. This wasn't a normal Pokémon. This was something else. Something rare. Something dangerous. And then, a new notification appeared. Special condition met. Select this Pokémon to unlock System Shop. Reward, 500 system points. Silence filled his mind. A choice. Power. Or safety. Behind him, a voice spoke. You're not seriously considering that one, right? Ria. Her tone carried clear disdain. That Charmander is defective. Its flame is unstable. It probably won't even survive a week. A few students laughed. Kabir leaned closer. Bro, I think she's right this time. You should pick something safer. Even the teacher stepped forward. Her expression serious. That Pokemon is not recommended. It was kept here only for observation. Choose another. Mira said nothing, but her eyes stayed on Aarav. Watching, waiting. Aarav looked back at the Charmander. Weak, shaking, but its eyes were different. Not empty, not broken. Alive, fighting. He exhaled slowly. Everyone's looking at strength, but no one's looking at truth. He stepped forward, ignoring the whispers, ignoring the doubt, ignoring everything, and stopped in front of it. The Charmander slowly lifted its head. Their eyes met. For a brief moment, the world went silent. Aarav extended his hand. I choose this one. The room froze. What? You've got to be kidding. Ria's expression hardened. That's not bravery. That's stupidity. Kabir held his head. Bro, you just picked the worst one here. The teacher sighed. Your decision is final. Aarav didn't respond. Because in that moment, the system chimed. Clear. Cold. Absolute. Starter selection confirmed. Rift mutation Charmander bound. System shop unlocked. Reward granted. 500 system points. A faint smile appeared on Aarav's face. Not loud. Not arrogant. Certain. They're all looking at what it is. But I can see what it will become. Behind him, Mira's eyes narrowed slightly. As if, for the first time, she realized something. Aarav was not normal. And far away, the small flame on Charmander's tail flickered. Just a little. The academy slowly emptied as the sun began to set. Students left in groups, talking, laughing, showing off their new partners. Ria walked ahead confidently, her fire type radiating strength. Kabir followed behind, still unsure about his choice. Mira walked quietly, but her gaze drifted just once toward Aarav. He didn't notice, because Aarav had already left. The city lights flickered to life, neon reflections glowing against the streets of Indigo Star. But Aarav didn't go home. Not yet. Instead, he turned toward a narrow, forgotten path, hidden between abandoned structures. A place no one cared about. A place no one remembered. His place. A small, broken shelter, built years ago in this life. His hidden base. A place where no one would interfere. Aarav stepped inside. The air was quiet. Still. Safe. He gently placed Charmander on the ground. Its breathing was still unstable. Its flame flickering weakly. Every second mattered. Aarav closed his eyes briefly. Then, system. The response came instantly. System interface activated. A faint blue glow filled the room. System shop. Available. A list appeared. Items. Skills. Unknown resources. But Aarav didn't hesitate. I need to cure it. The system processed the request and responded. Recommended item. Full heal. Effect. Removes all abnormal conditions and stabilizes mutation. Cost. 500 system points. Aarav stared at the number. Everything he had. No backup. No second chance. If this failed, he would have nothing left. His grip tightened slightly. So this is the price. He looked at Charmander. Weak. Shaking. Still fighting. Without another word. Purchase. 500 system points deducted. Item acquired. Full heal. Silence filled the room. For a moment, it felt heavier. Empty. Aarav exhaled slowly. All in on the first move. He activated the item. A soft light emerged, wrapping around Charmander's body. At first, nothing happened. Then, the light intensified. Brighter. Stronger. The air itself seemed to tremble. Charmander's body lifted slightly, suspended in the glow. Its flame flickered wildly. And then, it changed. From weak to fierce. From unstable to controlled. The light exploded outward, before collapsing back into its body. Silence. Then, the system chimed. Mutation complete. Elite Rift variant confirmed. Pokémon. Charmander. Status stabilized. Passive effect unlocked. All moves plus 30% power inside rifts. All moves plus 20% power outside rifts. Aarav's eyes widened slightly. So this is what you were hiding. Charmander slowly opened its eyes. This time, clear, sharp, alive. Its flame burned steadily, stronger than before. Not just surviving, evolving. Aarav activated Pokémon Seer again. Pokémon, Charmander. Level 5. Type, Fire. Status, Elite Rift Variant. Moves, Scratch Ember. Ability, Blaze. Quality, SSS. Condition, Stable. A faint smile appeared on his face. Not loud, not proud. Certain, this is just the beginning. Charmander looked up at him, and for the first time, it didn't look weak. It looked ready. Ready to fight. Ready to grow. Ready to dominate. And in the quiet of that broken shelter, a bond was formed. Not by chance, not by luck, but by choice. Aarav turned toward the city lights in the distance. His voice calm. Steady. Let's see how far we can go. Morning light filtered through the cracks of the abandoned shelter. A quiet place, hidden from the world, but not empty anymore. Aarav stood in the center, arms crossed, eyes focused. In front of him, Charmander. Its flame burned steady, strong, alive, no longer fragile. All right, Aarav exhaled slowly. Let's begin. Charmander stepped forward, determined, ready. Aarav activated Pokémon Seer. Pokémon, Charmander. Level 5. Status, Elite Rift Variant. Moves, Scratch Ember. Growth potential, exceptional. A faint smile appeared. Good, we'll build from here. He raised his hand slightly. Start with Ember. Charmander inhaled, then released a controlled burst of flame. Not wild, not unstable. Focused. Aarav nodded. Again. The second time. Stronger. The third. Sharper. Good. He stepped back. Now. Scratch. Charmander dashed forward, claws slicing through the air. Fast, but not enough. Faster. Again and again. Each strike cleaner than the last. The ground beneath showed marks now. Clear signs of progress. Don't stop. Time passed. Minutes turned into hours. Sweat. Effort. Growth. Try combining movement with attack. Charmander rushed forward. You Scratch. Then immediately followed with Ember. The flames trailed behind the strike. Aarav's eyes narrowed slightly. That's it. Flow. He paused briefly. Then, now he pushed further. Charmander looked up, curious. Aarav pointed toward a metal scrap in the distance. Focus your flames, spin them. Charmander hesitated, then tried. The fire burst, unstable at first, then began to twist, rotate. A weak spiral formed. Aarav's voice remained calm. Fire spin. The flames collapsed. Charmander stumbled slightly. Aarav didn't react. Again. Failure. Again. Failure. Again. The flames held. Spinning. Controlled. A small vortex of fire formed. Burning steadily. Charmander's eyes lit up. Aarav nodded. Good. A brief pause. Then. Now. Smoke screen. Charmander released dark smoke. At first too thin, then thicker, spreading across the area. Vision blurred. Environment controlled. Aarav stepped through it calmly. Useful. He looked back. Finally, power. He pointed forward. Push your limit. Charmander inhaled deeply. The air around it heated. Its flame flared. Bright. Intense. Then, a powerful stream of fire burst forward. Larger. Wider. More destructive. Aarav watched closely. Flamethrower. The attack faded. Charmander stood there, breathing heavily, exhausted, but smiling. Aarav allowed himself a small nod. You're learning fast. Elsewhere, the academy training grounds were alive with energy. Students filled the area. Some trained seriously. Others laughed. Some simply enjoyed the moment. Rhea stood at the center of a cleared field. Her Magby released controlled bursts of flame. Each one precise, refined, powerful. Again, her voice was sharp, demanding perfection. Magby obeyed instantly. Nearby, Kabir struggled. His Aaron stood firm, heavy and defensive. Tackle. Aaron charged forward. Slow, but solid. Kabir scratched his head. Man, we really need speed. Still, he smiled, trying his best. Under a tree, Mira sat quietly, her Squirtle beside her. Calm, balanced. Water flowed gently from its mouth. Controlled, effortless. She wasn't rushing. She was understanding. Back at the hidden base, the sun had already begun to set. Orange light filled the space. Aarav looked at Charmander. Tired, but stronger. Different from before. That's enough for today. Charmander sat down. Exhausted, but satisfied. Aarav glanced outside. It's late. The city had quieted. Lights glowing softly. Aarav walked home. Charmander beside him. Small footsteps. Steady flame. As the door opened, a small figure rushed forward. Brother. His little sister ran straight into him, hugging him tightly. Aarav froze for a second, then gently placed his hand on her head. I'm home. She pulled back, eyes wide. Is that a Pokémon? Charmander looked at her, curious. She smiled brightly. It's so cute. Charmander blinked. Then, its flame flickered softly. Inside, his parents looked up, tired, but warm. So, you chose your partner. His father's voice was calm. Aarav nodded. His mother stepped closer, gently placing food on the table. Then it's part of the family now. Charmander looked around. The small house, the soft light, the quiet warmth. No fear, no danger, just peace. It slowly moved closer, sitting beside Aarav. Dinner was simple, but enough. For the first time, Charmander didn't feel like it had to fight to survive. Later that night, the room was quiet. Aarav sat beside Charmander, looking at the faint glow of its flame. We have a long way to go. Charmander looked up, listening. In this world, only the strong survive. A brief pause. Then, but we won't just survive. Aarav's voice was steady. Certain, we'll become the strongest. Charmander's flame flickered, brighter, as if responding. A soft nod. Agreement. A promise. The lights dimmed. Silence settled. And for the first time, not just Aarav, but both of them, slept peacefully, preparing for what comes next.